Ah, what the hell? Here's levels 4 and 5 of Lifeforce.
Okay, so here we are in level 4, motoring right along. Now you can see most of the ships fly in a pretty standard formation. It's pretty easy to predict where they're going to go. The only problem is they come at you so bloody fast sometimes that you barely have time to react or move out of the way before they hit you. So, there's a little bit of the good old NES flicker when there's too many sprites on the screen. Gotta love that. Whoa! So I pretty much got most of the game mechanics, I think, out of the way. Controls are really slick, very responsive. Collision detection is, unfortunately, pretty much perfect. I don't really recall seeing any flaws in the collision detection. It's almost too accurate sometimes. Like I say, it's just so bloody easy to die. Oh, moving a little faster. Oh yeah, see, like, how can you get those power-ups without nailing the wall? Oh yeah, and here you see there's a section, well, there's a couple sections here where it depends which path you take. If you choose the good path, if you choose wisely, you get more power-ups, if you survive. But if you choose poorly, you, well, don't get as many. So it's tricky. So it definitely benefits you as a player to play through a few times. Oh yeah, now these exploding things, if you actually manage to shoot them and blow them up before they explode, they won't release all those glowing balls of death. So, good to do that. Of course, it's kind of hard to do it right now because I don't have a power-up weapon. Oh, actually, if you look at the bottom, you can see what I was talking about with the power-up system. You see the little flashing square, and then it says Ripple? That'll give you the Ripple gun. The Ripple gun is sort of like this game's version of a spread shot. It covers a wide area, but it doesn't do as much damage. As I said, I like to kind of... I always preferred to stick with the laser, because even though it doesn't cover as wide an area and you do have to be more precise with it, it does way more damage. It's just like this concentrated stream of death, which is pretty cool. Okay, so here the collision detection's a little off, but just because, otherwise you wouldn't be able to survive that at all. And when you hear that tink, 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 tink sound, that means something's indestructible. But you'll notice as soon as it sprouts its roots there, it allows you to hit it. But prior to that, you can't actually hit it. So, good to know. Oh, and that sound means bonus life. So, yay! I got 1 extra life to add to my 30 from the Konami code. Yeah, but this game is just so much fun. I mean, it was actually re-released on the PlayStation a while back. There was a sequel in Japan called Salamander 2. I don't think it ever made its way over here, though. Oh, yeah, I always like this part. So you're flying through a big rib cage, right? Like, well, very big rib cage. And these killer prawns are coming at you. You really gotta wonder what game designers are smoking when they came up with some of this stuff. Okay, so the ribs will be shooting lasers at you, and then these, like, spinning prawns will come at you and then split into smaller prawns. Oh, yeah, that's perfect, man. Totally do that. Like, okay, that is a pretty damn cool-looking killer skull, I gotta say. I mean, like, for NES graphics, they did a pretty nice job on this. I mean, they're very colorful, a lot of variety, and just a lot of detail in the graphics. Like, as much detail as NES can give you. Like, you notice even the lighting on your ship changes slightly. I mean, obviously it's just a drawn sprite, but when you turn, like the sort of the reflectiveness changes when you turn. Like that's a nice attention to detail. Yeah, like see what I'm talking about? Like, okay, so like this giant floating skull will come at you and it'll be spitting diamonds, and then it'll like dislodge its eyeballs and shoot them at you, and the eyeballs will chase you around independently of the skull. Yeah, man, that's perfect. Who cares what they were smoking? It makes for a fun game. So you see this one, of course, you got to shoot him in the mouth, but of course he's shooting at you from the mouth, thus making it difficult to get in there. There we go.
Just one little notation. Level 5 is my absolute favorite screen out of all 6 of them because of the music, because of the graphics, especially because of the boss at the end. I think it's really cool, really wicked. Anyways, here it is.
Here we come into my favorite level of Lifeforce. Why is this one my favorite level? Oh, and I noticed in the intro I said, this is my favorite screen. I was just so excited I couldn't talk properly. Of course, you know I meant favorite level. I don't know, it's just, I just thought it all came together really nicely in this level. I mean, there's a lot of variety of enemies, a lot of enemies we haven't seen previously, which is nice. The music is great. And everything. It just all comes together really nicely. And then there's a section a little later that I really enjoy. I've always liked that type of thing. But I'll talk about that when we get there. I don't know what more I can say about the game. Let's just enjoy the pretty graphics. Yeah, so you can see here I found kind of a sweet spot up in the upper left corner where basically nothing can touch you. And that sweet spot works through pretty much this entire section. Oh, okay, actually here I'll talk a little bit about the weapons. You can see that I have these missiles that kind of run along the ground. Incredibly useful because they take out any ground cannons or whatever that are there. You see, they just follow the path of the ground, so if there's anything there shooting at you, they'll take it out. It's great. And if you get enough power-ups that you can select the missiles multiple times, you can actually get more missiles. Again, I don't know what the maximum is, but I think in this case I managed to select it a couple of times because I appear to have double missiles. And that little glowing thing that's following me around is called the option. And what the option is as you can probably see, it gives you a duplicate of whatever your main gun is. So it gives you double the firepower, which is pretty cool. And you can have multiple options. I've had up to 3, if I recall correctly. Follow me. So yeah, you see here, as long as you keep shooting, the upper left remains a sweet spot. So you're good to go. So that's pretty cool. Gotta love the sweet spots. There we go. So see, now I've got double lasers, so like, uber damage! Oh, and here we go. We actually have a mid-level boss. I don't think we've had one of those yet. Now, if you look closely, the balls that it's shooting at you, some of them are just, obstacles, and then the orange ones actually have power-ups in them. So they let you, I guess that's another thing I like about this level. It's really easy to build up your power-ups, and because of the sweet spots, it's really easy to keep them. Because I'm sure you noticed, you lose your power-ups when you die. Now, the cool thing is, though, about the options that I was talking about, the glowing things, if you die, you lose all your main power-ups, but the options don't just disappear. They actually slowly float off screen. So if you're quick, you can actually grab them again and have them again without having to collect all those power-ups all over again, which is quite cool. See, this is the section I was talking about, this sort of cool temple thing. I'm a sucker for these kinds of levels. I've always loved Egyptian architecture and ancient Mayan architecture and stuff like that. So, this would be a good place to have the missiles. They would actually go around those pillars and take out those cannons in there. There's really no other way to get them. But yeah, I just love these types of levels, like the crazy temples and traps and stuff like that. I'm just a sucker for that stuff. So I think that was the main thing I liked about this level, was that it has all of these things. Oh, and now we have another section where it depends on what path you choose that determines what power-ups you get. So, of course, if I went along the bottom, I would have got nothing. But going along the top, I got some power-ups. And do I survive this? No. Oh, see, there you go. Grab the option again. So that was handy. So you can at least still have double pea shooter, even if you lose everything else. And I can't remember. Yeah, you see, look at the one up there. You go through, blasting your way through, and it ends in a dead end. So yeah, you definitely got to play through this a few times to figure out the optimum paths for the multiple path areas. Pretty Yeah, I think the top row there is actually the one you want to go on, and it's just loaded with power-ups. There we go. Yeah, so I find it's good to at least select one speed option, just because it gives you a little bit more maneuverability. But of course, you don't want too much in a level like this, because of all the tight, confined spaces. You want a bit of speed to avoid things. What the hell did I do there? I just like was I like staring into space or something? I just like flew into his eye. See, now this is pretty cool. Like, this is a pretty cool effect for an NES game. This is one of the things I liked about the bosses in this as well, is they really kind of build the anticipation. So it's like, here the temple's collapsing, so it's just going to be you and the boss, and it like slowly reveals the boss, but it's not even a full reveal. Like, just wait for it here. So the temple finishes collapsing, and there you go. And then it like comes into focus in full color. And what a beautiful looking boss. I just love that one. But again, probably because I'm a sucker for Egyptian stuff. So, again, you have to shoot him in the eyeball. The spheres spinning around him are indestructible. So, and of course he moves right in on you. This guy's actually pretty easy to avoid most of the time. There's just a few spots where it gets a little hairy. So, yeah, I know. I make a lot of stupid mistakes in these things. But I think part of it is because you kind of get spoiled having the 30 lives. So you tend not to be as careful as you might be otherwise. You just kind of plow through the tough sections. Oh, see, there you go, tape glitch. There's your proof that it's an old tape. Man, I miss this game. This makes me want to like track down an old NES and this game and just play the hell out of it again. And there we go. See you next time for the final level.
Come on. Follow me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just going to show Jason something here. Be with you in a second. Go away from me outside, will you? It's late. Here, I'll show you how late it is. What's wrong with it? Okay, so it's not really late, but it's late enough. Trust me, this will be worth it. So follow me, don't go in front of me, okay? Come on. Trust me. Will you stop admiring buckets and scenery around that and just follow me? Come on. exits. You're not impressed? You aren't, are you? No, don't pretend to be. I know you're not. Okay, fine. You like that? Fine. Well, I decided I'd rip off a scene from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life to conclude this video letter. That was levels 4 and 5 of Lifeforce. Level 5 I especially like because of the very colorful graphics, sort of outer spacey. It goes into that temple thing. I always thought that was really cool. I thought the boss at the end was really cool too. It's always like ancient Egyptian stuff, you know. That's the only name I can remember. Well, one of the only names. The other name I can remember, like from there came, and the name I can remember is the name of the final boss. Well, that particular boss, the King Tut type one, was called Tutankhamun Attack. That's all I remember. Anyways, I liked it, and I really liked the music in that one too. I thought it was cool. I'm taking a bit of a risk of embarrassing myself here because, as you may notice from the echo, the voice tends to carry here. There's some apartments just on the other side of the walls here. So, you know what happens to walk in through the door right beside you there, which is the door you just saw me walk in, or that door, it could be the source of some embarrassment. I'm peeing. It is raining out, as you may have gathered. Well, I'm probably going to go to 7-Eleven again. I finished my super big gulp. It has been drained. I wouldn't mind another one. Besides, I kind of like walking in the rain. It's kind of nice. All the material you see on your video letter is previously recorded on a camcorder on 8mm tape, and then I edit it directly onto your tape. Like I dub it directly onto your tape and edit while I'm dubbing it. Anyways, other than that, I guess that wraps up this video letter.